All right, so I'm just gonna close everything, and let me just close this and close. In fact, let me minimize everything here, right? Because I'm not going to use you right now. I'm gonna use my Power BI. So I'll just go to File Explorer, and I mean it's just gonna be there. Or I can just simply search it. If I go here, right, you see that Power BI is there. If I go to search the button, or even if I go here, it's still there. So I mean, there are several ways of finding it. I'm sure if you are using Windows computer, you are familiar with all these things. Okay. All right. So I'm just opening my Power BI. Let me close this, and then we can continue from there. All right. All right, so if it is your first time, then it's likely you're gonna see something like this over there, right? Let me close it, right? You're going to see the interface looking something like this, okay? Looking something like this. So over here, there are a couple of things. Let's get familiar with it. So here you can see that add data to your report, right? Once loaded, your data will appear in the fields pane. Now, this entire pane here that we have, okay, this entire pane is where you're going to work quite a lot, okay? You're going to do quite a lot of things over here. Okay, now you can think of Power BI as an engine, okay, that requires fuel to be able to run very well, okay, and the fuel that we use in Power BI is data, okay, it's data. So without the data, Power BI is just a useless thing over there, okay, but once it gets the fuel, it's really going to run for you to see the power of it, okay, just like you buy Lamborghini without any gas or without any, I mean, fuel to power it, right? It's just useless Lamborghini, right? If you want to make it work for you, then you need to power it, okay? And the same thing over here. And there are several ways of bringing data into Power BI, which we are going to discuss next. Okay, so let's get familiar with in the Power BI interface. Then after that, we move on to the next step, right? So as I said, here will be where you're going to play a lot. Okay, everything that you're going to do will be here, right? This interface. Now, if you see up here, if you have been using Word, Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel, you should be familiar with something like this, okay? Here we call it a ribbon, okay? We call it a ribbon. It's just the same thing in Word or Microsoft Excel, right? And then we have the visualizations here. There are quite a lot of things here that we will talk about step by step as we move. There are even some other things here that we call fields, okay? And then there are some things here. This one, if you click on it, you actually gonna see your data over here, right? Right now we don't have any data, so it's not even showing anything. But later on, you're gonna see the power of it, okay? And then we also have where your data is residing. Right now we don't have anything, right? So it's just showing nothing. And then we're going to see some dependencies over here, how it is going to look like. Right, we're gonna see all these things after we load the data. As I said, without data, it's just a useless skeleton that you see, just like that. All right, but with data, it's gonna be very, very powerful. All right, so I mean that's basically this part. And up here, you can see that we have home help. Right, there are other things that you will see once you have loaded data. Okay, if you don't have the data, it's very limited over here. But once you load data, you're gonna see other buttons appearing up here as well. Okay. And there are quite a lot of things here. We are going to walk through step by step. Okay, so let's not rush. I mean, going into them. Okay, but I just want you to know the entire interface, how it looks like. Okay, and then here you can see that we have all tables. So if you see SL, you'll be having maybe sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, just the same here. You can click on this. You'll be having different workspaces to work with. Okay, we will see samples as we move on, right? So this is your Power BI desktop, right? This is just one way of getting it. We also have a Power BI online that you can actually do it online without downloading it. Okay, we will see something like that later on, right? But right now we're going to use the Power BI desktop, which is the most powerful way of dealing with your data, right? Okay, most of the time in the company we have Power BI desktop that we work with. Okay, we have Power BI desktop that we work with. After that, you can publish it. You see that there's a publish button here. Right now it's showing fainted because there's nothing. We've done nothing here. There's no data. There's nothing. So there are some buttons that are not active. Okay, a lot of them. All right, some are not even showing here yet. All right, but later on you're going to see all of them. All right, so That's the interface for you. We will get started with getting data into Power BI, giving it a fuel to get started. All right.